Feminism is the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. Historically, women have played an important role in society. However, what if women were replaced? Era 11's The Stepford Wives gives us the answer. The story revolves around the main characters moving to Stepford, where wealthy men are replacing their intelligent wives with submissive androids. The novel was adapted into 2 movies which were released in 1975 and 2004. Both revolve around the same story but differ due to influences from their eras. Let's unpack them together.
The first Stepford Wives movie was released in 1975 during the second wave of feminism. The film closely links to many aspects of that movement, in particular reproductive freedom and freedom over their own bodies. The film follows Joanna, an aspiring photographer, and can be classified as a feminist horror.
According to Miranda Brady, this was done intentionally to highlight the anxieties that came with women's liberation during the second wave feminism. Women wanted control over their own bodies and reproductive capabilities free from the control of men. In Stepford Wives, men killed and replaced their wives with robots, and this gave them control over not just their behavior, but also their body and their ability to reproduce.
No, you
By
look.
turning their wives into robots, they are breaking the biological link between women and childbirth. Women lose the choice to have children and lose control over their own bodies.
The third wave of feminism builds upon the successes of the first 2 waves. Amber E. Kinser argues that the conceptual leverage of a third wave helps young women articulate a feminism that responds to the political, economic, technological, and cultural circumstances that are unique to the current era. Together with Nancy Whittier, this era of feminism is affectionately known as the political generation that focuses on increasing the number of women in positions of power, recognizing their own self-identity, and the freedom to decide how women should live their own lives.
Political success for women is important in the third wave. Joanna held the highest position of power in the most prestigious TV network and was idolized by fellow colleagues in the industry. She was so used to telling people what to do that she does not know how to react when the roles were reversed. It was obvious how devastated she became when she got fired by a fellow woman whom she felt would have taken her side. Her world crumbled after being backstabbed politically.
Well, you've had a complete nervous collapse.
Sense of self-identity is equally important in the third wave. Joanna does not take on her husband's last name, Cresby. She retains her last name, Eberhardt. A 2020 BBC article argued that taking a husband's name emerged from patriarchal history, yet many young Western couples still follow the tradition, even when more than 60% interviewed considers themselves feminists. But really, the strength of feminism is in the identity of self. If a woman decides to take on her husband's last name, who has the right to tell her not to?
She'll get all the help she needs, trust me, little lady.
Unless you're Mike.
To conclude, we'll be comparing the 2 movies. The 2004 movie shifts from killing their wives to implanting chips into their brain, leaving the rest of their body intact. This shows an advancement of sci-fi technology. Higher involvement in the workforce for women was significant in the third wave. In the first movie, Joanna is an aspiring photographer, while in the second movie, she is a successful TV producer. We see that women in the second wave were more domesticated, while women in the third wave were encouraged to pursue their interests and career aspirations. Maria Santana argues that World War II has allowed women to explore possibilities outside their domesticated lives as they work to support the war effort. Furthermore, in the first movie, Joanna's husband is a lawyer and was abusive and controlling. He was known to be making decisions on behalf of the family without informing Joanna. Whereas in the second movie, Joanna's husband worked under her and he took on a more supportive role. This shows that in the third wave, women were more accepted into roles of power when they worked harder than their male counterparts.
As we have seen, even though both movies follow the same plot, the 2 waves differ greatly, influencing the characters, their motivations, and the sci-fi technology used. And we are still seeing continuous changes in feminism to this day. At the end of the day, it's not about men's narcissism or women's equality, but rather we should all be more respectful towards each other.